See, that was me being the cloak of this Cloak and Dagger podcast. I was so invisible, so imperceptible, you didn't know I was here.
Does that make me the gifted? So that would explain a lot about
In
me.
No sense of the word does it make you gifted.
But I want to be something.
Well, get better.
Okay.
We're going Marvel special for this one.
Yeah, because as we've established in the past, it's unfair to pit Marvel versus DC.
We've done DC shows before, but have we ever done a DC show and another DC show? Because our very first episode, you'll remember,
Was the
Flash. I'm sure we've done Gotham at some point.
Maybe.
Have we done Gotham?
I don't think we have, actually.
Maybe we haven't.
Maybe we
No,
have. I've watched Gotham. It's finished.
Yeah,
now.
I've seen the first episode, but no, we've not done DC shows. But we did Arrow a little while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, in
I remember watching
season
Arrow.
1?
That was season 1. It was with Smallville. Okay, so technically, it's 2 DC shows, I suppose.
Yeah.
Featuring DC characters.
Well, we've
There you
done
go.
all of the shows from the Arrowverse. Done all of those. Done most of the Marvel shows. We didn't do Luke Cage or
No.
Iron Fist. Or the
We did
Defenders.
Jessica Jones. Oh, we did Supergirl in series 1.
Yeah, we did Agent
Actually,
Carter as
I
well.
remember that.
And
Yeah,
Daredevil.
and Daredevil. Yeah, I remember these now. Now that I'm looking at a list of what we've done.
But I think this is the third show that's MCU linked. One of these two is.
I think so.
It's the first X-Men TV show we've done.
We'll come back to that. That annoyed me, that bit. We'll discuss it, I'm sure, later. when we
Yeah,
get
well, I
on
mean,
to-
should we just jump straight into the Gifted, I guess?
Let's do the Gifted. Yeah, let's get it out of the way.
Yep, I feel like we have similar views on this. I mean, actually,
It's fine. It's just fine.
that's the thing. I was about to be like, yeah, it's shit, but then I remembered that I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was okay. It passed the time. We have definitely reviewed worse shows.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's-
but we can
it's
say that for
very,
most
very
things.
pedestrian.
Because Entourage is a TV show that we've covered.
Still, it's quite pedestrian, quite middle of the road. So,
Oh.
do you want to set it up for us? What is the Gifted?
Well, it's. I'm guessing it's like X-Men, but set between whatever fucking timeline they're in now and Logan.
Is it actually like? It is connected to the X-Men film series.
Yeah. Well, it's Bryan Singer who directed it, so I'm guessing.
I figured it probably would be. It'd be very strange if he just done a
Yeah,
separate
but what's
X-Men.
really weird is to. Well, I'm guessing because they didn't actually start it this year. They started it a couple of years ago, but then they just sold it to sold the X-Men stuff back to Marvel. So this show is dead, as far as I can tell.
I didn't even think about that being part of it. Yeah, I suppose it is. Well, yeah, it was cancelled. Oh, this is how current we are. This was cancelled literally 3 weeks ago. But by the time this comes out, it will be way past
It'll
that.
be over a
In
month.
fact, it will be, it'll be last month and a bunch of days ago.
You can't bother to work it out.
12 or something.
Yeah, but it's just about this isn't the first X-Men show we've done, because we did Legion.
Oh shit, of course we did. Yeah, that weird sort of David Lynchian thing that was actually really good.
Yeah, I watched the rest of that season. It continued to be really good. Basically this is just already done it, haven't we?
Legion. When did we do Legion? Was
Season
it series
2 or 3 maybe.
No. It's got to be. Oh no, it was season 2. Do you know what? We paired it with American Gods, which I feel was unfair.
Yeah, it's unfair on American Gods, really.
Aye, leave it alone.
Well, I mean, I've watched a whole season of Legion. I've
To be
watched
fair,
an episode of American Gods.
That is more than I've watched of American Gods. I still haven't finished the first series.
Yeah,
But the book's really good, and I love the book, so fuck you.
yeah. I mean, this seems to take place in sort of this. I'm guessing it's the same universe as Legion.
I don't know. My X-Men timeline knowledge is like.
Well, that's because they
off the
keep
top. I don't
fucking
really,
changing it.
Yeah, I don't really know all that much about.
I say
it,
they
to
haven't
be
done that in
honest.
the MCU, but but yeah, it's weird because it's not, because they've done the same thing that Legion's done, where they've sort of gone, oh, here's someone with mutant powers, but not in the X-Men, which is just like no one. They're not in the X-Men. They're not in the Brotherhood. They're just a normal family doing normal shit, and then apparently, if you bully a mutant, well,
Bad shit.
he tries to
go
rip your school
down.
apart. Which makes me think he's going to be like a mega level, I'd guess.
A what?
Like they're like the Jean Greys and the Charles Xaviers, like that kind of power.
Now you mentioned this character, Jean Grey, that you speak of. I don't get it, right? Because the Dark Phoenix film is imminent.
Yes.
Haven't they sort of done that story with X-Men 3?
Yes, but they've retconned it because they basically just deleted those 3 films from the continuity.
But but why do the same thing? Like, fair enough, do that, but then don't make the same thing again.
I'm kind of hoping they just do it better. I think all we can hope for is that they do a better version of the Phoenix saga. Because that, if I remember right, X3 just kind of goes, nothing. Oh, Jean Grey's evil now. But this looks like it's going to have more of a build and like reason for it to go evil, rather than it just being like, yeah, well, the Phoenix Force said, kill all your friends.
Yeah. So now that 21st Century Fox is owned by Disney, that film franchise is dead as well. So it's Dark Phoenix. Then there's one more, isn't there?
There's
Isn't
New
there
Mutants.
a horror?
Yeah.
New Mutants. Yeah. So then
With
after
Maisie
that-
Williams. So they're really just getting all the Stark girls in.
Yeah. Which, let's be honest, given recent events, they're worth having on your side.
Yeah, that is true.
Do
Do you know, I've genuinely seen people making a dance move called the Aya. Where,
Yeah. What do you do? Just jump behind someone?
well, no, it's like a weird sort of hand turn, and then you like stab. I don't know. It's
That's
weird.
not dancing.
It makes sense when you see people do it. Like, it's hard to describe it. Once we finish
Hang on
recording,
a
I'll
minute.
find a video for you. Okay,
I'm
you're
doing
going to
that.
find a video.
Dance move.
Or just sit in silence while you find it.
Twitter turned Arya's most recent kill into a dance move. I'll tell you what this reminded me of, though. Did you ever watch Heroes?
Nope.
Okay. It really reminds me of Heroes, because in Heroes there's a a character whose father is hunting down superheroes and detaining them, and she doesn't look dissimilar to our very own. Is it Lauren? Is it Lauren Strocker? Yeah. Who herself is a hero.
Although
Like,
I think
obviously
at some
does
point I
well,
might
but-
watch Heroes because it's got Jess
I'd
in
say
it.
The first series is well worth watching. I love the first series.
Yeah,
of
but at
Heroes.
what point is Jess from Gilmore Girls in it?
He's in it from episode 1,
All right, cool. Maybe I'll watch it then.
and he remains in it till.
He dies.
You are sort of on the money there, strangely enough. Right, I found a video of some guy doing the Arya dance. No. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Yeah, but now she's gonna be in Fortnite because that's how that's how
fuck, she
dancers
is,
get
isn't
into
she?
Fortnite.
That's how Fortnite works, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, but so The Gifted doesn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
anyone from Game of Thrones in it. Sadly,
Or dancing.
It has a
does-
whole dance in it, like a whole school dance is in it.
Oh, that's true. It does have Amy Acker, though, who Joss Whedon fans will recognise from various Joss Whedon projects.
Was she in Angel or Buffy?
She was in Angel as Fred.
Yeah, see the thing, when you say Joss Whedon, and I just guess that it's Angel or Buffy.
Well, I mean, that's fair. She was in an episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Who was she in
played
How You Met Your Mother?
Penelope.
Who that?
In the first series. I don't know.
I'm guessing Ted dated her for like an episode.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I really like her. I think she's very good. Oh, she was in Dollhouse as well, that we watched. Do you remember that one?
Yeah! Vaguely. I haven't watched any more of it, so...
Nah, me neither.
Yeah, things like... I've started to notice now that there was a time where I could watch an episode of a TV show and just retain enough information about it to be like, oh yeah, like, this is what it was like. But now it's just like, yeah, cool, you want me to remember that episode? Have I done it on the podcast? No, I don't know. I might have watched it.
That's pretty much my level.
Yeah, and if I have, it's just like, go listen to the podcast.
But of every aspect of my life. And you see a bunch of superheroes as mutants and shit. It's very, very, like, the team of mutants that try and help them escape. They're very, very boring. Very sort of middle of the road. And one of them looks like
the guy out of
Oscar
Numbers.
Isaac.
Oh yeah, Oscar Isaac as well.
Yeah, he looks like what's his name? Sean Teal. Yeah, he looks like we couldn't quite afford Oscar Isaac. Apparently he's in Skins. I didn't know that.
I saw that, but he looks like the guy out of Numbers as well. Like, first glance, I was like, "Is that the guy from Numbers?"
Hang on a minute. Numbers. I can't remember what he looked like. I remember the show. I can't remember what he looked like. Oh yeah, we said he looked like Oscar Isaac as well. So yeah. There's a definite look there.
But yeah, I think the actual family side of the story I really enjoyed. I just don't really care about the underground network of mutants.
No, I felt exactly the same. I think that's what I was trying to. That was the point I was trying to get to. Is that the mutants I just didn't give a shit about.
Although
but the family.
Eclipse was like the shiny mutant who did all the light stuff. I actually quite liked his powers. Because they look quite useful and stuff, but I just don't really like any of their characters because they all seem very ready to just go in like half cocked to just be like, yeah, this is fine, we'll just nail it.
Yeah.
But I like that they sort of allude to the fact that the X-Men aren't really around anymore. So, and you're starting to see the start of, like, I think the Sentinel stuff that you see in the start of Days of Future Past. It's like that whole Sentinel program that Tyrion set up.
Yeah. Yeah, so as soon as they said, like, you know, Sentinel thing. Do you remember the Sentinels from the cartoon?
Yeah.
They were, like, fucking awful.
Big fucking purple things.
Yeah.
But the Sentinels from Days of Future Past were like, oh my god, you're just copying their powers. That's not fair.
Oh, I did like that Days of Future Past. That was one of my favourites of the X-Men films.
I think I genuinely like most of
Hang on a minute.
the recent lot. Apart from maybe Apocalypse, that wasn't so good.
I've got a box set here of some of the X-Men films. Let's see what's in it. I've got X-Men First Class, Wolverine, 3, 2 and 1. And somewhere else I've got the other Days of Future Past and what was the other one?
Old Man Logan.
Logan. I don't actually own Logan, but I've seen it. I've not seen Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't gonna.
Yeah, I'm interested to see Dark Phoenix though, but this just reminded me that I like a lot of X-Men characters. I just want them to do Gambit.
They did him in one of them, didn't they? It was Origins Wolverine, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that doesn't really count as.
No, there was like.
There've been rumours about it for so long.
Yeah, they were going to have Channing Tatum as it. Well, perhaps they'll do Gambit in the MCU now.
What I'm hoping in the MCU is they leave the big characters that we've already seen and do. I guess just bring in like Gambit and Jubilee, and I'll be happy because those are the ones I liked in the cartoon.
I mean, I don't know. I'm very up for like having a completely recast, you know, X-Men.
Yeah, the thing I just don't want to see it real soon. I'm kind of happy if they give it.
I wouldn't mind, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want another Charles Xavier. Because we've already had
I
two.
suppose. Yeah, I mean, I'm ready for a new Wolverine completely. Like, I think what Hugh Jackman did is brilliant, and well, maybe it might see that it is untouchable, but I'm very ready to have a new Wolverine, because I want to see Wolverine fighting the Hulk.
Yeah, but not Professor Hulk. Because
No.
Wolverine would win that.
I'm not too keen on Professor. Anyway, we're getting into Endgame. Yeah, it's just fine, isn't it?
Yeah, it got a Stan Lee cameo, which is impressive-ish. Because I'm pretty sure if you put Marvel, if you just said a film was Marvel, he'd be like, yeah, right, turn up.
It just shows. Hang on a minute, this is Batman. Yep, on you go. Yeah, I like the stuff between when he's getting bullied in the shower and his sister comes in. I thought that stuff was all done pretty well. That was all pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that she because it seems like they don't at the start. It seems like the brother and sister don't have like a particularly friendly relationship. But then, as soon as they're like on the run, because that short ship brings a family together.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, I'm going to try and help you control it, and then he blows up a vending machine.
That's awesome, that bit, when they go, oh shit, we got to go, and he runs away, but he grabs the thing out of the machine first. That was good. I did laugh at that bit. I really didn't like when that guy's phone went off, and it was the theme tune from the cartoon X-Men.
I like that, because it always takes me a second to place it. But that's the thing, because they mention the X-Men, so they're clearly fat, and X-Men have had comics and stuff in their own films. So I think it makes sense that there'd be maybe some sort of animated show at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it just makes, I guess, the world feel more real, because if we had superheroes that weren't all just fiction, we'd be making TV shows and shit about them.
What, me and you?
Not me and you. No one would ever let us near an actual film camera. I'm barely even allowed a webcam.
Well, you're not after the the injunction. So
yeah, well, shh. It was a super injunction.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's fine. I really I don't have anything strong to say about.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see where it goes, but
I don't want to go through the effort of watching it to find out.
Yeah, that's kind of because I only care about really half of it, which is the family. I don't really care about this underground railroad network of mutants.
No, I'm completely in agreement with that.
Yeah, maybe if I have some downtime where I'm not watching 100 other shows, or maybe yeah, that's the Cop Out one, isn't it?
Yep.
So when we roll out to be like, yeah, it was alright, but yeah.
Should we shift over to Cloak and Dagger?
Yes, the one that's
Cloak and
MCU
Dagger.
proper.
Oh, I really, really enjoyed this one. I thought this was fucking great.
I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it too. So much so that I've already watched 8 episodes of it.
Have you? Oh, fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I really like. So, if we could add to our Venn diagram of things we like a static camera, we like an unreliable narrator. What I really like is symmetry between characters, or if not symmetry,
I thought you were
reflection.
gonna say ballet.
I don't mind. I would quite like to go and see a ballet, because it's a world that I don't really understand. Or in fact, I didn't really understand what the point of it was until I played a game called what's it called? Is it Bound?
Just Dance.
Yeah, Just Dance 3. It's called Bound, and it's this little indie game that was free on PlayStation Plus, and you've got control over this character, and it's like a little platformer sort of thing, like 3D platformer, but with all the different combinations of buttons, you do different ballet moves. And I was like, oh, okay, I sort of understand the point of it now. Like, you're linking together all these real fluid movements, but it's got to be, like, very precise and very clipped and very, and it's got to be perfect. So I then thought, okay, I think I understand a little bit better the whole what ballet's about. So I did really like the ballet sequences in this.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I enjoy it. I mean, I was indifferent towards the ballet scenes, but yeah.
I think it raises a good political issue, though, is the fact that there is a shooting of an unarmed black man, and as soon as you put something like that in your it's politicised because we've had so many unarmed killings recently. Like, we've seen that coming from America.
Well, yeah, I mean, this only came out last year, so it's very
topical.
Yeah.
But the sort of what I meant by the symmetry and the reflection is they are exact like John and Daenerys are. They are exactly the opposite of each other.
These guys aren't related, though.
Well, that remains to be seen. She could still be his aunt.
I'm pretty sure they're the same age. Although I'm not actually sure, because he goes to school and she does not.
Oh yeah, that's true. But then is that not because she takes drugs and stuff, doesn't she? So perhaps that's
yeah, maybe she just doesn't care.
They're not exactly the same age, are they?
I don't know. It doesn't. It's not really clear. It's never really mentioned. I think to the story, their ages are irrelevant. It's just he goes to school and she does not.
Yeah.
But I think he's in like his last year of school, so they could be pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
So to start off with, her dad works at Roxxon.
Yes.
Which has turned up in many an MCU thing. It's like you see a Roxxon truck in the first Iron Man film.
Is it one in the first film?
Yeah.
I've not seen the first for ages.
It's when I think it's Ironmonger like smacks Iron Man into a truck. I think that's when you see it. It's a Roxxon truck. It turned up in Agent Carter. It was a big mystery thing dealing with a weird energy that no one really understood. So they've clearly continued that. But yeah, so her dad designed and built this big rig that exploded.
It went boom.
Yeah, as he was driving past, which made him distracted and crash into a lake and drown to death.
Yes, he drowned to death by drowning.
Yeah, and she somehow did not.
Well, it was at that point unclear as to how she managed to survive. And at the same time, it's Billy, isn't it? It's Tyrone's brother.
Yeah.
He's the chap who gets shot because that's it. Him and his friends they're talking about stealing a radio, but they choose not to. And then it's Billy's younger brother Tyrone, who is the cloak in Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, no, he could be the dagger.
Steals it. Huh?
He could be the dagger.
I imagine they'll probably swap and combine their powers in a number of hilarious ways.
I mean, from what I've seen, all that happens when they touch is that they get blasted to the other side of the room.
That is true. Yeah, he steals the stereo, and in an attempt to return it, it appears that Billy has stolen the radio, and they run, and that leads to the police shooting Billy. And then in a really disgusting turn of events, the police officer tells Tyrone that he's lying, that a cop shot Billy. It's like, well, I feel that would be quite easy to prove if we have a look at the fucking autopsy and see, he's got some bullet wounds in him. Turns out it wasn't drowning.
Oh, did they not explain that in the first episode?
Uh,
Because he falls into the lake that then has Kaboom Boom go through it. So apparently his body was in no state to actually autopsy.
Oh, really?
Also, there's like a whole other thing going on that means that they just sort of ignore it.
Oh, okay.
It's like, because it's really cool because the two characters have their like touch point moments throughout episode, but they still have two very separate storylines that
Yeah.
slowly become like interwoven.
Intertweaved? No, intertwined even.
Interwoven works.
Yeah, but I said intertwoven.
Well, that's because I'm much better at English than you. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you've just hung up. Please come back. I'm sorry.
No. Also, there is a character called Connors in this. Is he any relation to Kurt Connors, do we know?
I do not believe so.
It's just strange that in a Marvel property you've got someone with like one of the more famous surnames from Spider-Man, and they're not related.
Yeah, well, I think it's because he's busy being a cunt, mostly. What's cool is there's... I've fucked up because I've watched so many episodes in one day.
You can't remember what was in the pilot,
Yeah,
can you?
does this have... Oh, shit. Is the woman in there, like the woman detective in this episode?
I don't remember
'Cause
there being a female
There's a woman
detective.
who sits and all of her scenes, she's just sat in silence. And then she arrests someone, and the first words you hear her say, "You have the right to remain silent." And I was like, I like that more than I admit. Like, more than I. I don't think that. I think that's like episode 2.
Yeah, I don't think.
But you need to watch episode 2 just to see that, and then you can stop.
Oh, okay, thanks. But yeah, I really like the all the teen drama stuff. Like, I don't know, I find it really satisfying to watch like stuff that happens at school. It's why I like Riverdale so much, I suppose, and Sabrina. But like when they go to the party and there's a girl who's asked him to the party, and then she's, you know, there he bumps into Tandy and she steals his wallet, and that's how they eventually
Hello,
meet.
crazy white girl.
Oh, but that's it, isn't it? Are you the guy from the beach? And he's like, what? The beach?
I think the weirdest little touch that I noticed is that, you know, that massive hoodie that he's wearing as a kid.
She's wearing it.
She took it from the
Yeah.
beach.
No, that did occur to me. I thought like that was going to be the cloak, but I guess literally cloak is just his power to teleport.
Oh no, he does eventually get a cloak. Don't worry.
That's good. Have you read any of the comics with Cloak and Dagger in them at all?
No, but I want
really
to.
fucking want to
Yeah.
now.
That's the thing. There was
apparently-
like one scene in Endgame that made me buy a comic, so I've got an A-Force comic now, which is the
Oh yeah. Oh,
basically like the Women of Marvel.
Yeah, that sequence is fucking incredible when they all band together. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a fuck you. We have women.
Yeah, big fan of that. That's not too bad at all. Apparently they've been around since the 80s, these two, and they were first appeared in Spider-Man. Spectacular.
Oh, that's cool. There's what I like is that it's another one of those like superhero shows seem to have worked out, like especially Marvel shows have worked out how to make a good Marvel-y superhero-y TV show. Is make a show that would work without the superpowers.
Yep, exactly.
Because like it's just such a, it makes it just so much more believable, and because that forces you to make interesting characters and interesting plot points. If you sort of
And
go,
the powers are almost
well,
secondary.
how could they fix this without superpowers? Oh, well, they could be better. Because a lot of her problems aren't solved by the powers at all.
Yeah.
In fact, all of her problems just get way, way more complicated. I'm trying to think. There's the Netflix TV shows get a mention later down the line.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, the silent detective who you probably haven't met yet.
Nope.
Is friends with Misty from Luke Cage.
Yeah, I don't know who Misty is. I didn't watch Luke Cage.
Yeah,
literally
'cause
saw the
there's
pilot.
One character says to her like something like because Cloak shows his powers to them in like a, I've got a plan, but you're gonna have to trust me. Like, well, you can't do that, and he's like, but I can like literally blink out of existence. And he's just like, oh, I mean, people doing stuff like that, oh, I can't believe it. And she's just like, I used to work in New York. It's like, oh, so you've seen some shit. But no, I also like that it's weird because they are directly, their powers are inverse of each other. He controls dark and she controls light, but it's more that it's like the characters are so different. Like her life before was, they've essentially swapped lives.
Yeah,
because she was in a very affluent family, and now she lives in a church. He, I think, was always from a not super well off family, but
they do okay.
Yeah, but now they do real well, and he doesn't live in a church.
Yeah, I do like the relationship he had with his mum.
Yeah,
like they seem to get on, and he's like but he seems to understand her straight away. He's like, look, I know that you're worried that ever since Billy died, you're worried about losing me. You don't need to be worried. I thought that was actually really smart.
It is in this one that he has that really sort of that realization moment where he's just like, but I feel like you want me to do everything perfectly just because like you're worried, and she just goes, I'm worried that you could still do everything perfectly and then I still lose you.
And still, yeah. But yeah, I think I'm much more likely to carry on with this.
Yeah, me too.
Gifted. Well, given that you've watched 8 episodes of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the thing is, like, we're not actually that far behind on this one.
Yeah, I mean, the second series is still airing, I think.
Yeah, because I looked and I was like, oh, it's only 18 episodes. Oh, I guess there's 8 in season 1 and 10 in season 2. And then I looked and I was like, no, it's the other way around. Why? And then I looked at the release date for the latest episode and was like, well, that'll be why. But
yeah,
no,
I really, really enjoyed this.
It's nice to have enjoyed both shows and then find one that I'm like, because this is like, it's been 2 weeks since Endgame came out and I'm already jonesing for Marvel. So I'm just like,
really?
This was the perfect time.
I would very happily have them take a year off now. If that was it for you, just let Endgame settle. We'll stop everything for a year. Everyone has a nice year off. Go and spend some time with all the digital artists. Just chill out.
Yeah, but they'd all go end up working on Game of Thrones, like one of the prequels.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they're doing prequels. It's fine. There's more. There's always more.
Are they adapting like Night of the Seven Kingdoms or something?
I don't think so. I think they're adapting a few original ones. So I'm hoping that we'll get to maybe do. Once we've seen a couple of them, we'll do an episode that's just Game of Thrones spin-offs, because nothing would stand a fucking chance. But yeah, no, I started really jonesing. I watched Aquaman and was like, okay, I need something more. And then this came along and I was like, cool, bye 8 hours, hello. I've watched something Marvel.
Yeah, really, really good, really worth a watch, I thought.
Yeah, I nearly watched something completely different because apparently there's another one. There's another Marvel show, but I can't remember what it is. I'm gonna have to look it up because I downloaded the first episode to watch on the train. I then proceeded to watch none of the 3 episodes I downloaded on the train because they were delayed. So I was just like, and all of the trains were just too short, and I was worried I might fall asleep, and then I fell asleep. How do you download your videos?
What?
I'm trying to see. What was it? Not. I'm trying to work out how you see downloaded stuff on. Runaways. There is another TV show.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about this. Because I follow Marvel on Instagram, I see like bits and pieces about it.
But I think that's also MCU linked one.
Let's have a quick shifty. Runaways, web television series based on the Marvel comics. Blah blah blah. It's set in the MCU, sharing continuity with the films and TV shows. Okay. I don't know any of these characters. That's good.
I think all I want is for one day there to be more payoff for a Marvel TV show than Essentially, what we got, you got in Endgame, you got the guy who played Jarvis in the TV show was there.
Oh, what, in Agent Carter?
Yeah, the guy who played him in Agent Carter was there, and I was like, that is a nice touch, but I kind of want the TV shows to have not a huge impact, but just a little bit. Like, maybe have these characters, I don't know, turn up.
Do you know how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing, like, the snap and stuff?
What they've done is they had a bit of hiatus between the snapping and when it's all fixed.
Oh, okay.
So I think they've just kind of ignored it.
I'm seeing, like, trailers and stuff for it, and it looks like Coulson's actually the villain in this episode.
Yeah, but it looks like maybe it's a multiverse thing.
Oh, okay.
Which would be cool. But yeah, and but I don't mind so much that the TV shows aren't super linked. It's just like when they act like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when they act like they're super linked, but then the films just kind of go, eh, we don't care about you.
Fair enough. Yes. I like Cloak and Dagger. I don't particularly like Thingy. What was the other one? The Gifted.
Yeah, I think the problem. I think there is a problem with the fact that the MCU can. I'm not going to say throw money at it, but they have a much better understanding, I think, than Fox did of how to not just like link all the shit together, but I think they just develop more interesting stories. I think they've really nailed down that format of just going like, cool, write me a story, take out the powers, and then we'll just add the powers in.
Yeah.
Though I think there are some things in the Cloak and Dagger that they couldn't do without powers. Like there are bits and it's just like, you'd be dead without powers. Like there's a point where Tyrone's just facing off with a guy with a gun, just going, and he's just shooting at him, and he just like blinks out of existence. So like, I think maybe that bit you couldn't just explain away. But no, it's good, and I'm going to watch the rest of it, I think.
Yeah, fair play. I might try to, but it's probably just going to be one of those things that I'd like the idea of it, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah, good intentions.
Yes. Our next thing that you're going to hear from our voices into your ears, I'm going to have to go at this.
Oh God, you're going to fuck
The
it
next
up.
thing is... shit. No, I fucked it.
Catherine Bigelow.
I thought it was, but I wasn't 100%.
All right, you see the thing. What we do is right. You look at the thing we've just recorded,
and then
you go one down.
Right. That's
like,
fine.
I don't know how you struggle.
Because I get confused with because there's this date here, and then we're actually in real life. We're only here.
I can see why that would be confusing.
Yes.
Also, ignore the fact that we're meant to record 2 today. We're not.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's fine because I haven't watched the other thing.
Yeah.
I'll try and squeeze it in.
So what's
well, maybe because you're coming down the weekend, maybe we can squeeze in a watching more shit. So.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah. So the next thing is Catherine Bigelow, and her first film is
The Loveless.
Yeah. I actually couldn't remember then, so I'll take your word for that.
Well, I checked.
Fair enough. Yeah, it should be good fun. I bet it's probably quite sad.
Yeah, going on the theme of co-directors this year.
Happy, happy, happy.
I think next year I'm just going to have to fill up co-pilots with just happiness.
Yeah, we'll look at directors whose first feature were animated, because no one ever makes a sad animated feature.
I don't know, I've seen the first 10 minutes of Up.
I didn't find it as bad as everyone else said.
Well, that's because you're a heartless sociopath.
Thank you.
And the next co-pilots we're doing is Salem and American Horror Story.
I am excited to see what Salem's all about. I've already seen the first series of American Horror Story, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching American Horror Story.
I've got the DVD somewhere.
Yeah, I think I've seen the first episode of American Horror Story, but I can't remember it. And I have this horrible feeling that, in comparison, Salem's probably going to be shite.
I can tell you that American Horror Story was the very first TV show that Lisa and I... It's not actually, that's a lie. But anyway, Lisa and I watched the entire first series in one day, sat on our sofa in Wilton, in 73 Wilton Avenue.
I know, I remember, because I had to keep stepping over you to go for cigarettes. You
Oh,
selfish
yeah,
bastard.
you did.
So I've seen bits of the first season of American Horror Story.
Right, let's get out of here. Goodbye.
Bye.